Yeah, it's usually not this complicated.
I like hot potato.
All right, sweet.
We're good to go.
Checking.
Even if it's recorded instead of live streamed, we're all right.
It says it's running live.
Oh, that does that all the time. Oh, it's broadcasting. We're good.
Well, I'm not pulling it up here. That's the problem. Let's just go.
Yep.
Are you guys ready for some data? You guys ready to get dirty? Almost. Did everybody get some beer? Can I get some shouts of who is enjoying a lovely cold beer? Oh, good. I was pretty scared for a second. I was like, that sounds like fire. Are we drunk already? Oh, no. Well, I'm going to turn it over to Diana File for just a second. She is responsible for all of this awesome beer that we have. So, hi everyone, you're welcome here. I, along with Sarah in the back, we run the data science track for Boulder Startup Week. We have 5 events this week. This is one of them, so welcome. We have 2 more later in the week. And I'd like to welcome all of you and also give a shout out to our sponsor, Honey, who is sponsoring the data science track this year. They're hiring for engineers. So if you're into that, then please check out their website, joinhoney.com, or speak to me afterwards. And enjoy the evening. Did you say that was Honey? H-O-N-E-Y?
Yeah,
Joinhoney.com.
it's an e-commerce website.
E-commerce. Awesome. Sweet. So I want to welcome you to Analyze Boulder's 6-year anniversary. This is our 7th Boulder Startup Week, and we want to thank you all so much for participating in this anniversary with me, for some of you being regulars and journeying with us for the last 6 years. We are 3,000 members strong, and yeah, thank you for being here, and thank you for being the nerdy geeks that you are. Welcome to your tribe, essentially. I also want to thank our organizers, Apurva. Let me get a shout out for Apurva. Woo! Where's Dean? Yeah! Dean's one of our regulars. Darky! Greg fixed the recording problem? Yes? No, you're not sure? So I'm a UXer. Oh, and Steven. Yes. Steven's been around since the beginning too, so yeah. I'm a UXer, so I find it really, really funny that Google and YouTube decided to push some new code and totally fuck our entire system right before this event. So maybe we're not recording, maybe we are, but whatever. I also want to thank 2 people that are leaving our leadership team, and that is Jen, who is not here tonight, and Patty. Let's get a wave. Miss Patty just had the most beautiful baby ever, who's all set to become a data geek, and doesn't mind the mic and the cheering. So don't worry about waking her up. She's been through this before. I also want you to notice that my name isn't on the leadership team anymore. I know. This is the last time that I get to tell you dirty jokes or dad jokes. So I'm trying to make the most of it. I have loved being your MC and being a part of this community. And I don't think Greg is going to let me go far, which is a good thing. So
No. So we have asked her to stay on as an advisor. In reality, it's going to be an overlord for us. But we also wanted to give her some thank you stuff because she's been doing this for 4 years now. Organizing?
Yeah.
4.5 maybe exact. Yeah. Okay. So
What are you trying to give away my age?
she's actually. So there's that, which is a nice little thank you from us. Sure. Don't break it.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Oh yeah. It's a mini speaker.
It's a mini speaker, so
Yes.
she can MC to herself.
You hear that, Barry? It's gonna happen.
And we
Thank
also
you.
wanted to give you some good beer.
Yes. Giant beer.
It's a giant beer.
What kind of beer do you guys think this is? A good beer? What's a good beer? IPA? Something dark. Is it tall, dark, and handsome? It's pretty tall. Saison. Spice Saison.
It's from Amagon out of New York. It's 21st anniversary.
Awesome. I love having an anniversary thing. Awesome. So I think without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Gargi. High five.
So, hi everyone. Hopefully I'm not too loud. But thank you to our overlord, and we gave her some offerings, and our leader, the best. Without further ado,
Wait, sorry, one thing. I always leave my beer up here. No, mine.
we would like to thank Boulder Start a Week for letting us organize this. And thanks Sarah and Diana. And thank you Galvanize for letting us use the space always. And well, usually we're a community-funded event, but today Boulder Start a Week has been awesome to sponsor the beer and wine. So drink up, please. And I would like to introduce our speaker, or our panelists, without further ado. It's a bit different today. We have 4 awesome panelists, and we'll be asking them some questions about their career in data. First, we have Barb. Barb is the Chief Data Officer of the Colorado Department of Transportation. She focuses her work on replacing data silo thinking with shared, integrated, and efficient access for those in the rapidly changing transportation world, including CDOT and other transportation agencies. She used to be the Chief Data Officer for New York State, and she was the Chief Architect for the New York State Quality by Design Open Data website. She has over a decade of experience in various areas of data, public service, policy, and she brings expertise at the intersection of business, data, policy, technology, and culture to our panel. Thank you, Barb. Next, we have Kirk.
For my mini meetings, I won't answer most of them.
This is an inside joke. He hates being called Robert.
No, I've been called word.
Kirk currently works at Inscripta, where he does genomic analytics and gene editing. In the past, he's founded Colorado Computational, his consulting firm, and he used to be a director of bioinformatics at SomaLogic, where I work. So he used to be my boss. So this is his revenge time. He also worked as a senior scientist at Array Biopharma, which is another local company. His love for data was born out of his time in grad school, where he studied pharmacology and physiology. He ventured into bioinformatics after that and shifted his focus towards machine learning and statistical analysis. He has applied it to a host of biological fields, including bioinformatics, cheminformatics, sorry, my pronunciation, and computational chemistry. Continued learning is extremely valuable for him, and he's currently pursuing a graduate degree in applied stats. Next, we have Julia. Julia is the Chief Innovation and Technology Officer at the City of Boulder. Thank you, Julia. She joined the city in 2017 as the Chief Innovative and Analytics Officer. In 2018, she assumed leadership of the city's enterprise technology function. Under her combined leadership, the city has created an integrated innovation and technology function. She acts as a citywide partner to improve organizational capacity around a host of issues, which include performance of government, disruptive technology, operational effectiveness and efficiency. Thank you, Julia. And finally, we're just going in last name alphabetical order. Finally, we have Lynn. So Lynn is the Director of Community Development at the Research Data Alliance. Lynn bridges people, data, and technology to connect communities and build consensus at the RDA. RDA's core focus is to build the social and technical bridges to enable open sharing and reuse of data, and we all know how important that is. Across traditional boundaries through relationships and strategic partnerships to align stakeholders and get things done. Lynn came to her interest in data through her early work as a seagoing programmer, which is the first time I heard seagoing, and I was very confused, but that's really cool. At the Scripps Institute of Oceanology, oceanography, I guess, that's how you pronounce it. I have a hard time pronouncing some words, I apologize. She served as the first data science librarian at the Stanford University and has subsequently led data curation at the National Snow and Ice Data Center.
She was my boss.
Woo! Lynn has served as principal investigator and project manager for numerous National Science Foundation awards related to data management, cyber infrastructure development, and data community growth. Thank you, Lynn. So we have 4 awesome people with advanced careers in data. And how this is going to go is I'm going to ask them a few questions and they're going to answer it. And then we're going to open it up to the audience to ask them questions and hit them with it. So yeah, so I'll start the questions. And here's the mic for you guys. It's you first. Because I have a chair. So actually, let's start with Lynn. So this is a question for all of you. How did you find your way into a career in data?
I stumbled hard, fell, hit something in the road and just fell over into it. I was a seagoing programmer. I would go out to sea on research vessels, and I was the person on board the boat who knew about that computer thing. So I did data management. I didn't realize I was doing data for maybe 5 or 6 years. I was in a lab by myself, staring at a screen for hours and hours a day. And then I who had this language and who had the ability to articulate problems and to talk about mediation work and translation and metadata and standards and standardization and the process of standardization. And all of these things that I have been trying to do on my own, with vague levels of success in some places, complete failure in others. And it was a relief to have an identity because seagoing programmers are really big thing. So I became a data person, and so now I'm technically a community development director now, but we can talk more about that later. I think they're very much aligned, so it's really exciting to be there. I appreciate the opportunity.
I would say I'm a seasick programmer because I could never do that job. I get seasick. So that's interesting as a path because that wouldn't have been my path. I started in strategy consulting and I built a lot of data governance and technology governance models for public sector organizations. So State of New York and State of Louisiana, City of New York. I worked in a lot of different organizations who are thinking about how to manage technology from a strategic and kind of enterprise governance point of view, and that started to include a lot of data governance. And so I started very broad in terms of my data career and expertise, understanding what needed to be managed, controlled, and overseen, and then actually got into analytics much later. So I came in from a very wide lens and have sort of narrowed in terms of the types of data and analytics problems that I work on. Kind of a very different path, less stumbling and less potions.
I think my entry into data science has been mostly by fate and by fortune. So I've been a programmer since I was a teenager, very early on. And I always had OCD, in fact, like organized things, like to put things in certain structures. And as I got into undergraduate, I was kind of torn between the mathematical and engineering and biological sciences. I ended up gravitating mostly into biology, but I always had this engineering kind of mathematical background. In graduate school, again, I focus in pharmacology, physiology, so very hardcore molecular biology, human physiology. But the entire time I was doing that, I was looking at the data that I had, and I was saying, how can we analyze this data? And being in graduate school in kind of the late 90s was before bioinformatics was a thing. It was just starting to emerge as the compute facilities were starting to come around. I found myself saying, well, hey, I can ask all these kinds of questions and I can develop programs to solve these problems rather than doing it all by hand that everybody else is doing. So I just started working in that. That led me into chemical information. So I was doing cheminformatics and taking care of developing models on chemical data. And then that led me into other fields within the biotech and pharma world. And it's always been an interesting kind of a focal point of bringing all these fields together: computer science, biology, chemistry, math, and statistics all in one place. So kind of, like I like to say, it kind of helps to feed my ADD and keep my OCD in check.
So I probably stumbled, luck, etc. I'm a policy wonk, a lawyer by training, no technology background whatsoever. Usually it's user error when I can't figure something out. But it was by accident and luck. But one thing is really interesting. I come from the business perspective and a policy perspective. I've worked in policy for 2 governors and 1 mayor, Mayor Bloomberg, and I have a broad range of experience in all different sectors. But when you go to law school teaches you to analyze. And so it's really, it may not seem like the most logical step, but in actuality, when you think about it, you're trying to solve a problem, and you're trying to solve it in the most logical and creative way. And what do you need in order to either solve that problem or push an agenda from a policy perspective? You need the data that supports your side and your position. And so when you think about it, it's really a data-rich understanding in order to move the right public policy, because you want to base it in fact. So it comes from a very sideways, but it's been fun. Great.
Awesome. So Barb, since you have the microphone, this question is to Barb and Julia, although others can jump in as they want. What excites you about your work right now? And you touched base a bit on that just as you answered this question.
Oh, sure. I mean, the most fun aspect of it is knowing that something's there that's yet to be discovered. And that is the most exciting, or solving that problem. You're looking for that spark, right? Or you're looking at the white space that prior to advanced technologies, you may not have been able to discover a certain insight. But right now, the advanced technologies give us the capacity to take third-party data, data that we never even thought about, and overlay that with what we know, and we're coming out with we're solutioning problems in ways that we never before and historically were able to do before. That's what's so exciting, to move that agenda for good.
Yeah.
So when I took the role of innovation leader for the city, the kind of core outcome we were looking for was data-driven government. So making decisions based on facts, moving away from sort of emotional decisions, being able to turn things off that weren't working, and starting to have conversations about data, about programs and policy using data with our community. And so that is a long road to hoe, it turns out, because you have to uncover the data, you have to make sure that the community understands the kind of conversation that you're trying to have and can interpret the data in a similar way. Building facts in a sort of post-fact world is sort of confusing. And so that it's been a really interesting journey and a hard journey. I've been working with our police force for the past year, looking at bias in our policing. And we've been analyzing the data. We just published that data publicly. And that's a really hard conversation to have, right? Like there is bias in our data, and it doesn't tell us how to solve the problem. It just shows us that there is something that we need to fix. And so it is both really complex and taxing, but also really exciting to think about. These are core issues in America. This is a core issue of our democracy. And I'm getting to work both with our police force and our community and sort of what that data conversation is. And in this case, it's about racial bias.
I think that's really cool. That's something important and that needs to be addressed and not always addressed with data. So Kurt, what is it about data that really piques your interest or puts you in a state of flow?
That's a really hard question. I think it's the aspects of the data that I've worked in, and the data that I work with now is all genomic data. So we do an enormous amount of sequencing of genomes from a whole variety of different species, and the amount of data is just enormous. We did an amazing amount of data, holding that together. And I think the thing that really attracts my attention, or the thing that really gets me into that zone where 4 hours can just disappear, is whenever I'm taking, say, sequencing data, that for any given genome, we may have 400 million fragments of DNA that we need to assemble and put those together. And then when we get them together, the next question becomes a statistical, probabilistic question of asking, okay, now we've got a certain error model. We know that sequencing is not perfect. We know that there are some reads that have actual differences relative to the standard wild type or the reference that should be there. How do we integrate that into either a frequentist model or a Bayesian model? And then how do you think about that? And so that's the example of a piece that I've worked on now, going back to when Margie and I worked together. It was a similar question of looking at assay data. So we had information of biological assay, and it was that same question. We know the assay is not perfect. We know we have these error problems. We know we have these weird batch effects. How can we deal with that? How do we put that together? And that was really absorbing to me. It was really focal to drill into it and say, okay, can we put some sort of a model around that error system, and then be able to pull the error away from the real signal? And what then is that model? How do you structure that model? Does it feed the overall discovery?
One of the things that really amazes me about Kirk is he'll go in and look into the data and come up with an insight that the rest of us have ever thought about, and he just has these awesome ideas without, just seeming out of think about really.
Thank you. I personally call it making shit up.
Lynn, same question for you. What is it about the data that really piques your interest or puts you in a state of flow?
I think this might be a little blasphemous, but it's not necessarily the data themselves, but data people that I find fascinating and amazing and inspiring. It's the stories of, so my organization is an international nonprofit. We work across disciplines, across sectors, to try and get everyone to share data. So we've got international meetings twice a year, where people from all over the world, from all different perspectives, from all different organization types come together. And it's the stories of the stream gauge scientist from Canada who was standing in the lunch line next to a health clinician data person. And it turned out they had the same versioning problem and they can help each other out. Or someone working in sea ice semantics with indigenous communities that met someone from DARPA. And it turns out that the semantic approach that they were using to cross communities in the Arctic was just what DARPA was looking for some top secret thing that I can't talk about. But it's the people and the ability of data people to articulate problems in such a way that other people can understand them. And so data essentially become this community development mechanism. It's the thing that we can talk about and that I can talk to you and we can come up with a solution together. And chances are it's going to be way better than anything we could do on our own. So the thing that's most exciting to me about the paradigm.
People are extremely there. I completely agree. I'm looking for that. People that are definitely not, and it really matters. Julia, this question is for you. Would you wish you could go back in time and tell your younger self, the self that was just starting your career in data?
Data science is not just for men, and the lead out courses are not necessarily lead outs. Yeah, I'm not the youngest person in the room, but there are a lot of opportunities to create barriers for people, and we can do that differently for those coming up.
Lynn, the same question for you. Would you wish you could go back?
I like Julie's answer. And I think also the organization I work for now didn't exist not 5 years ago, much less when I was in school. The types of work that are happening now, there's no formal preparation. If you can problem solve, if you can analyze, if you can find patterns, if you can talk to people, if you can talk to different kinds of people, if you can look at a problem and come up with maybe a left turn that comes up with a different solution than the other person was thinking, you're a data person. Good, welcome, join us, and chances are your next step hasn't started yet. The career part that you're going to hit next hasn't yet been developed. So just keep going, you're gonna be fine.
That's really good advice. Kirk and Bar, do you guys have any comments on this? You don't have to. There are other questions for you to
I do. It's a quick, it's a quick answer. It's about the dolphin. And why do I mention dolphin? Usually when I do a presentation, I just put Aristotle and dolphin. And the most important thing I can say is dolphin, way back when, was categorized and classified as a fish because it looks, etc., like a fish. But Aristotle was the one person who, through keen observation and experience and judgment, it wasn't automated. He didn't automatically say if it looks, smells, etc. Does everything like fish is a fish? It is a mammal. And so he was the first person to classify it as a mammal. And why is that really, really important? Because with all the advanced technologies we have, there's a mathematical algorithm, but you cannot ignore the human experience and the human judgment and the human algorithm. And so even with it all, everyone becoming data scientists, really statisticians, etc., you always have to have that human element. Think of that doctor, right, who's the most amazing diagnostician, who, despite all the test results, goes by judgment and experience and actually saves life. It's not just pushing or pushing a button. So I think the takeaway is understand what's around you, understand the people around you. It'll make you far better in the data world than I would like you to pursue, because it is about people and it's about observing your surroundings. It's not push a button and a statistic button.
I think, again, going back to, as I was describing, when I was in graduate school, I was in physiology lab, I was doing molecular biology. Bioinformatics was just coming around, and I got criticized very heavily throughout that entire process of basically being cross-disciplinary. I wasn't focused enough, I wasn't focused on the specifics of the lab, I wasn't going deep enough. I've been criticized a lot for being generalist. But for me, it has been incredibly fulfilling. And it's, as far as career-wise, it's been very fulfilling as well. And so if I could go back to talk to myself, I would say, go ahead, continue to fight that status quo and feel good about it. And at the same time, be self-critical and understand that you don't just fight and fight, but you know that you've got something to offer, you know that this is a new field, then push back against the people that are telling you you shouldn't do that, because you know it's absolutely right. And so I don't know how many students that we have out in the audience, but within that, I would definitely say, take that chance, take the risk, go out there. We're in startup week, for God's sake. Go out there and break the mold. It's meant to be broken.
That's great advice. Julia, This is an easy question. What is your favorite data-related word?
I saw this question in advance and I couldn't think of any good one. So I was like, I kind of like the words that are onomatopoeias. So like data lake really gives the indication of what it is. And we've been recently talking about blob storage, which I find quite charming. And so things like that I find very interesting. It's not a great answer.
I think that's a good answer. What about you then?
Okay, I'm that person that has the metadata Metallica shirt, metadata, everything, just metadata, all of it. Everything is metadata is everything. It's just most beautiful.
Awesome. So, Kurt, what is the hardest? This is the last question we have, and then we open it up to the audience. So you guys better have any questions. But what is the hardest part about working in data?
So this was a difficult one because there's probably, but it reminds me of one of my favorite stand-up bits of a guy who was talking all about fun. And data to me is fun. Working in data science is just fun. So I'll basically do the same thing. Basically boil it down and say, there's one thing that prevents me from having fun with data, and that's others, people that are not me. They prevent me from having fun. So I think that's the biggest challenge is, that whole data thing. Because you're going to get data in crazy different formats. Somebody somewhere is going to change the data format on you. It may change for very good reasons, and your code needs to adapt to it. And so that need to be adaptable, need to be accepting of the fact that the data format of the underlying data structures, the content is going to change on you. Really, really challenging. But I guess there's a job security issue there. That's good in that aspect. But as long as it's probably for our therapists more than for us.
Barb, same question. What is the hardest part about working in data?
It is. I'm going to answer your previous question first. My favorite word is storytelling. So I'll always remember it's about the story. It's the compelling stories you're going to tell about data. So it's storytelling and journalism. Those are the two reminders. The hardest part is, I think, patience, because the expectations are such that we have to have patience because of the way the data is formatted, whether there's lack of metadata, et cetera. It's frustrating as anything, but you have to have patience because it's well worth the wait if you do it methodically. So that's the hardest part.
Patience is important. Yes. These are all the questions we have, unless either of you would like to chime in, which you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, we'll open it up to the audience. Who wants to run with the mic?
Thanks everyone for the great talk. I had a question that's probably more tailored to Barb and Julia. So, considering you both work in applying data to policies that would directly impact citizens, how would data scientists what would a data scientist do differently than some a data scientist working on Netflix recommending movies to people? So what are some things that they would think about if they were working for policy?
That's great. That's a great question. It's really interesting because policy, you have to think of data that we have, let's just say secondary crashes as an example. So CDEC has a lot of its own data, but if we want a solution, what is the cause? And there could be many, and we're thinking about a new methodology. We can't rely just on the CDEC data. We need external data sets. We have to start thinking outside, whether it's the national NOAA's data from the National Weather Service, external economic data, economic development. We have to look at population and demographic changes. We have to look at travel patterns. So what the difference is for Netflix, they may be reviewing the data that's coming into them because that's the data they have. They could be going actually to third parties, but they're looking at the patterns. We're looking at patterns that have external forces to them as well that we don't control. And I was just mentioning to someone sun glare, right? So sun glare is huge. Daylight savings time. So all the things that we may not have control of, we have to embrace those data. We have to ingest ingest that data and then start overlaying the measures.
I would say that the impulse of a typical data scientist is to try and accumulate or amass more data. And one of the key challenges in the public sector is getting just enough data, and the sort of ethical implications of each data, element that you're gathering, and how to make the trade-off choices between the more data we have, the more likely we are to solve a problem. But the more data we have, the more likely we are to spy on our constituents, for example. And so balancing the policy trade-offs with the methods of gathering and the motivation to gather more and more data is tricky. Getting that balance right is hard.
Take a quick stab at that one too. And I think you were both, I think this came up twice, but I want to be really explicit that the public are not necessarily users, right? Like we're talking about very different audiences. And so targeting a product to a user community, excellent, great. You can bound that in many different ways. When we're talking about the public, it's a much more complex beast, and you've got a lot more uncertainty and limitations in terms of the types of data that are going to be applicable to that user base.
Thanks so much. I go back and forth between business and data. But at home, I'm both. Right? Do stuff with what I can. So, as people that are making a real impact policy or something, what works in your current paradigm? Do the people that make decisions piece together data sets and find common access and blend stuff, or like a team? Is the team running some certain method, agile, or like, is it you? Like you're the do it, and like what actually works? Like, are you a business guy and you've got a team? Or how do you get it figured out so you can make good decisions? What works for you?
So I think in my experience, it goes back to, I think Mark said a moment ago, storytelling. And, being able to have an impact in, whether it's in public or in private industry or in any other aspect, it's being able to tell a compelling story. We can talk about math, we can talk about data, but if it's not pitched in a certain way, it's important to the person to know the audience and putting it in a perspective that the audience will appreciate, and the audience will find action. I think is really the driving force. And it took me a while to learn that when I worked in the chemistry space, especially when I worked with chemists, because I'm not a chemist. I had to really learn the language. I had to learn how chemists think. I had to learn how to talk to a chemist about these are the molecular structures that we suggest, and this is why. And I'm not a chemist. Likewise, I'm not a business person. I'm not people that are making the decisions in genome technology. But at the same time, understanding what is important to them and being able to frame the discoveries that I've made and the data discoveries that I've made in a structure that is important to them and be viewed in such a way that they can see the next course of action for their decision. It's really, really fundamental, I think, to the whole process.
There's this concept of the T-shaped worker. I don't know if you're familiar with that. So the concept is that you've got a broad range of capabilities and a deep expertise. And so I try and think of myself and what my team might be. And if you're a heavy data scientist, then maybe you're a lowercase t and you've got a narrow kind of range at the top. But thinking about sort of the broad skills that you need to be able to tell a story, to be able to articulate the business and the value proposition of the data set, of gathering the data and doing the expense of putting instrumentation in place, is really that broad set of capabilities, and then what you do with it can really be that deep expertise. But I would say, there is a period of time at which you're maybe the deep expertise person and that comes to the data. And right now my deep expertise is like how to be politically astute in terms of getting outcomes related to data, right? And so that expertise can kind of change it.
I guess this question is kind of open to all four of you, but just alluded to it a little bit about presenting the data in the right way, dealing with politics and getting major decisions communicated out. I'm curious to know, like, what is, in your experience in the fields that you're all in, what has been the most valuable non-technical skill that you back to most often?
Well, since I'm not technical, probably every skill I have. It's really, it's really funny. I walk the halls, I visit with people. Like, I make sure I understand all the businesses and the people, because it's really, the frontline folks. And I want to understand how the work's getting done. Because you can't sit in the white tower and solution something and not know what the issues are. So we want to try to democratize the data. We want everyone using it. I don't care what anyone's skill level is. We want to ask people, if you have a data point, let's say the number of fatalities in Colorado, that's a single data point. But what is it telling you? What is it telling you in terms of how to solution that problem? You have to start peeling the onion. And that's what I mean by it's the journalism. You're asking the who, what, where, when, and how. You ask those 20 questions. I'm really annoyed because you see something and you ask 20 questions, and you ask 20 more questions. So it's really having people think about the data as opposed to just making it something that's automatic. And I think really that, to me, my success has been the human interaction and the personal relationships, because I really get to understand what's going on out there. It's not a paper exercise, it's actually understanding the business and what they go through every day, because that's really awesome.
I think that the only thing that I can add to that is just a single word, is empathy. Just understanding, going back to what I said, understanding the audience, understanding what's important to all different layers. You have to have empathy at many, many different levels. Learning that can be challenging. Some of us are not, but some of us just won't get it. But at the same time, understanding the customer, understanding.
I have the word here, word, like one of those folding games where, I would say curiosity. So oftentimes, and I'm on the recipient side of a lot of sales conversations, right, where people, let me sell you my widget, and I'm like, that widget doesn't solve the problem I have. So really starting with like, what is the problem that you're trying to solve, and understanding the root of the problem, asking a million questions, listening to what people say. Like, this isn't what I'm saying to you, this is what I'm saying to you. I'm saying I don't have access to a cell phone, or I'm saying I only use my cell phone to send text messages, not for apps, right? So like, just understanding actually what people are describing in a business context, in a policy context, and not presuming that you know the answer, and not being so attached to what you think is the answer that you go there anyway, and being willing to sort of be curious about what are the other possibilities.
Yes, to all of that. I think the ego piece has been a rough one to learn, but well learned, and especially the listening component, being able to actually listen to someone and understand what they're trying to say. So I think that the only piece that I might add is the relationships. Chances are the conversations that matter are not going to happen in one sitting, right? Something will happen, and then everyone goes home and does their thing, and then something comes up a month later, and you know that person has something you need, and you just have to remember what it is. But being able to call that person or email and get something back, that's how the best things have gotten done in my world. And you need that personal connection to do that. If we can all do each other favors, we're going to end up with better data, better products, better systems, better outcomes. But we need to be able to talk to each other in some sort of ongoing way with some level of trust, with some level of integrity and authenticity to actually understand, to actually be able to define the problems, define solutions, and get them together.
Thank you. I'm going to ask a little bit more practical side of that same question. Thinking about what were some of the recent projects that you've done, what were the goals of that project, what programming languages did you choose to use, what statistical methods did you choose to use, and what were the end products out of those projects? Thank you.
I may not be a good person. I think the last few projects that I've been doing have been at that kind of horizontal level, gathering a whole big group of people, some people running repositories, some people running connection software, some people running policies, some people running businesses, and trying to get all of those to line up. So for us, it wasn't necessarily as much the technical.
So this police project I just was talking about, we did our analysis in R, not much more complicated than that. The outcome was a report that is on paper, on the internet, and then a raw data set, which is available to in addition to 3 community forums that we have, we've had 2, so if you'd like to come to the third one, it's next week on Monday. But, you know, then a curated conversation around what does the data mean and what do we do about it, and a set of hard questions about how to talk about that. We do a lot of work in Power BI in the city. We don't have a ton of like massive data. We don't provide human services at the city level, and that's a lot of like the transactional big data that you typically get. And we use partner data for a lot of our transportation information, those kinds of things. But we do a lot of sort of, you know, basic business intelligence using Power BI and Tableau.
So I use R a lot for prototyping, and I also use Shiny. So we have what we call ITAs, or script technical analysis, which is like a one-off analysis versus a pipeline analysis. I use R primarily for those because then I can use Shiny to be able to convey that result. So then I'm not giving static images, I'm giving something data. So R and Shiny are kind of my major toolbox. Gravitating much more into Python for the bioinformatics side, so a lot of the genomic stuff that we're doing. Tools in Python are much richer. And you can, since this is more general, it is a general purpose programming language, then you can develop a part of the pipeline to be able to operate on that. The piece that's that next layer that something that I love and hate at the same time is that lots of sysadmin skills are starting to come in. So setting up an environment, setting up my Linux environment appropriately, all of the ins and outs of the cluster system, and how to be able to do huge multi-parallel kind of things on the sysadmin level so that my environment actually functions. I spend a lot of time in those spaces.
I actually have an answer to question as it may be. We do a lot with geospatial, everything about transportation, whether it's where's the incident, where's the congestion, mobility, et cetera. Location intelligence is one. It's critical and it's amazingly powerful because we visualize everything. And so when you have the locations, it's amazing how you can trend over, let's say, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. We want to see from a safety perspective where the incident's happening, et cetera, and then the overlays. And we need that location data in order to maybe need a new design, maybe there needs to be a DNS message. So geospatial is becoming more and more really prominent in the data space. It's always been, but they're creating it where more and more people can use the geospatial data. And for at least for transportation, it's incredibly critical.
More questions? One last question, maybe? Right, and 2 more. Okay, let's do 2 more questions. Let's go to her first and then Stephen. How about that? Yeah.
Hi, I was kind of intrigued by the discussion around problems and data sets in response to problems. And I think that there are great opportunities for innovation whenever you're collecting data and you're finding opportunities basically to make great steps forward. And so I'm curious, instead of, especially when you're thinking of the transportation realm, where a problem is potentially putting it online. And so how do you create innovations, tech lives?
response to that.
But just curious about innovation and how you're using data.
So we're kind of doing many different things, measuring our performance, understanding our performance through data. So anytime we have a program in the policy world, you set that to run and it could run for 15 years and never be effective, right? Like we don't do a very good job in turning things off or kind of reversing course. So a lot of the work that we do in the city around innovation is about experimentation. And so how do you do that? Obviously, we're not doing it in a way that like creates the risk of life, right? But like, what are those safe experiments that we can do where we're really measuring the results and we've got clear outcomes that we're looking to achieve? And if we don't do them, then we take a different tact. One of the other things that's a really interesting policy conversation that a lot of cities are having right now is that where you don't have data in a city is a great indication of who you're not serving. And you know, there's sort of this hockey stick problem of involvement. And so you get 1,000 constituents who complain every day, know all the city phone numbers, and you know have an opinion about everything. And then you have a lot of people who don't have any involvement in their city, and that's either by choice or because the system has been built such that it doesn't care about them, right? We don't have a language that they understand, or everything is coded in acronyms and all those kinds of things. And so one of the problems that we're about to embark on tackling is actually understanding how we get better data for the neighborhoods, for the community members that we typically underserve.
It's interesting because I was also in Health and Human Services, so they're both 24/7. The innovation really lies in the predictive model. We want to become proactive, right? So whether you're in Health and Human Services and you want to break the cycle of homelessness, et cetera, or you want to, in CDOT or transportation, you want to know about something before it gets, whether it's the weather patterns, et cetera. So we want to, all of government should become proactive, but we've been reactive for a long time. So what the innovation is to do those predictive to help people from an economic perspective, all the way through safe transportation. It really runs the gamut. So I think the predictive modeling and proactive, and that's where the machine learning and AI will come in, because we're always one step behind, and we want to get a step ahead.
All right, last question goes to Stephen. Woo!
Let's finish with a very cynical, basic question, probably in the third grade. We live in
Cynical time is focused.
we live in an interesting time where the amount of packages out there is growing sort of exponentially as biology. How much time do you spend evaluating each tool you might possibly use? How do you break that down between digging into the docs to see if it's really doing what it says it's doing, and deciding that no one had user experience in mind, it's too cumbersome to actually do?
That is a great question. So at my former location, we did not do a huge amount of vetting, did some, but a lot of the breadth of the different kinds of techniques that we get used, it just became incredibly cumbersome. And so one of the way that I kind of approached it is that as long as it was reproducible, if something fails deterministically, that's okay. If it fails randomly, then that's a problem. And so the reproducibility question really became fundamental. You know, and then that also leads into that next question. Well, maybe it's not doing exactly what it says under the covers, actually the type of optimization algorithm we think it is. It's reproducible and it's predictable. You know, the end result is cross-validation of proving that, yeah, you do that set, get a proper predictive model that does perform. And that usually led us to where we needed to be for that purpose. Then, once it starts to scale and you start moving into things that are a little bit more commercial, or if you start moving into biotech, or you start moving into diagnostics, then you got to really start digging, make sure that everything is operating exactly. But some of that we can defer.
In my world, it's a combination of how painful is the change, how closely aligned with my worldview is the new thing, especially to my perception, right? Like, do I understand that this thing is aligned with my worldview? And how great of a benefit is it going to be? You know, like I talk to data people all the time, and they'll do presentations, and you see their desktop on the screen beforehand, and it's a mess. And it's an inherent problem, right? Like, we don't do things that we know we need to do, and I think there's a very human question behind that of what's it going to take to actually do right? How easy is it? And actually.
Well, thank you to our awesome panelists. We appreciate it a lot. It is really good to hear, especially coming from a very technical background, that the human aspect of it is so important. It is not something we were taught in school. It's only something you've learned in experience, so it's a really important takeaway from it. And obviously reproducible research or reproducible tech of any kind. We have some housekeeping things. We need speakers for June. Please sign up. They're 5-minute lightning talks. They're really good to get yourself out there, talk about stuff you're interested in. We're on Slack and Twitter and LinkedIn. Follow us on Twitter, join us on Slack or LinkedIn. If anyone has any announcements, do you guys have any event announcements, hackathons or conferences or workshops? Anyone?
I'll get one. I'm not directly involved, but I know that CU is going to have a hackathon in June that is genomics centric. I think they're looking for team leads right now. If you are somebody who wants to be a worker bee, I don't think you necessarily have to have any biology experience, but if you motivated is, I believe it's hackathon.com. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll put the actual thing on the MI's Boulder Twitter. Maybe.
Twitter and Slack, maybe too. Yeah.
I think I already put it on Slack. So.
All right. Awesome. Does anyone have any collaborations or projects that they would like keep collaboratives on? I guess. Yeah. All right. Who's got jobs? Doris.
Hi, I'm Doris Lippert. I work at Searson. Healthcare chat, healthcare, and I'm looking for a data analyst.
We're working through the budget process now, but we'll be looking for another data scientist to join our team, and that person will be looking particularly at public safety, judicial system, homelessness, connectivity. So thinking all about like the life cycle of a person who enters the justice system. So you don't have to be an expert in that. You just have to know how to analyze data, and we can help build the expertise around that.
It's actually a workshop, which I just realized. It's on June 13th in Denver, in the Rhino neighborhood. And it's on resilience thinking, the resilience thinking approach to data analysis. So if you have any interest, please find me on.
Anyone else with jobs?
I'm John Courtney in Sovereign. I'm looking for a senior data scientist who wants to work with software teams in the past, or get a software background, a lot of experience in project leadership.
Anyone else? Wait, who? Oh, Greg.
I'll go last. Hi, so I'm at a new company here in Boulder, Automox, and I'm sure you can give that away. We are looking for several different roles, but the top ones right now are we need somebody that can work in the second reliability area, DevOps, UI UX area, engineering specific, and eventually down the road we'll be looking for a data scientist. That's not official just yet, even though our website says it is.
So I will steal Greg's thunder and be the last one. So Mallogic, the company I work for, is looking for data analysts, so people with masters or master's 2 years experience.
experience, bioinformatics or biological data analysis experiences at Antipolis. We work in R. I work there. Kurt used to work there. He used to be my boss. We're a pretty cool place to work, and we have a lot of fun. Who's looking for jobs? All right, choose your pick.
My name is Angela Luca. I am a data scientist for a job. I mainly do Python. I have a PhD from MIT, so that's my focus.
My name is Kelsey Elwood. I just finished a master's in ecology and evolutionary biology. I have a focus in sensing and community ecology, but my interests can definitely expand beyond biology. I'm quite fluent in art, I think. I've been able to do math in art and looking forward to data science job.
My name is Perez. I just finished with my master's in astrophysics. I'm co-looking Python and looking for data science jobs, so I can use my skills for some sort of problems. My name is Blake, and I'm a student at Turing. I'm currently working in backend engineering there, and looking for working in Ruby, Python, and I have a background in pharmaceutical development. Kind of merge those two together in some role.
My name is Marcelo. I just finished the Linux master's here at CU. I have experience in R, Python, SQL. This is kind of a generalist program, so just looking for anything.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Massmer. I'm very new to the project area. My educational background is a JD as well as an MBA, and I've worked at companies like Boulder and have done this really big analytics. It's interesting to see how I can combine my overlapping experience to this well as well.
Hi, I'm Liz Trevor. I didn't get to talk today. I'm going to drink a few less beers.
More beer
I
stuff.
finished a PhD in neuroscience. I programmed in Python and R. My undergrad is cognitive science, which I love AI. I actually learned in Lisp, which is kind of odd for someone of my age. And I'm transitioning from academia to a more data-focused career, ideally in the nonprofit sector.
I'm Julia, and Matt and I are currently in the General Assembly program. So I have a background in chemical and biological engineering with a master's in mechanical engineering. And then I did some biomedical engineering. And then I decided, actually, I really like analytics rather than focus on manufacturing. So I'm trying to make that transition to science. I guess we mostly code in Python, but I have some lab experience. Everybody's out there in lab.
Anybody else?
In the front.
Hi, my name is Will. I just moved here as well. I've got some computer science, so C, C++, Java, recently taking Python for data science machine learning projects. I've been working on an NLP project recently, and I'm interested in public data, civic data, and building tangible software applications using
I'm a chef. I'm working in packaging, styrofoam alternative recycling. Spend my nights and weekends looking at markets and trying to figure out how to price vendors. So if anybody does it, really nice.
It's a weekend project, perfect for talk.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
You should give a talking to. Anyone else? All right, we're gonna shut this down. Thank you again for our awesome panelists. Thank you for taking your time. There's beer, wine, drink up, talk to people, have fun, talk about data and data careers. Thank you.
We talked about it too.
I did not because we were sponsored. Yeah, we were sponsored by them, so I decided
Killed
not
it.
to.
Absolutely.
Thank
Completely,
you.
totally crushed it.
Thank you. You should talk to Julie from the speaker. It's a great networking and self-promotion opportunity.